Bleh. Oh, you know what I was going to do? No, I'm sorry. Fuck all your requests. Screw all your requests. What we're going to do, don't even put them in the thing if they're about to populate. We're going to do hybrid moments. And then once we've done that, we've covered all the songs that have been previously discussed in episodes. Russ turned into a watcher. Whoa, he can't even participate. Whoa. Okay. Let's do hybrid moments, okay? Guys, what is hybrid moments? This is a song of much controversy and contention amongst fans. None of us know what it's about. I've heard people theorize that it's actually that hybrid moments is about the movie Alien, which makes sense. I don't know. There's a lot of things. If you're gonna scream, you scream with me. Moments like this never last. Yeah, like the way he goes last, like he kind of like truncates it or something. When do creatures rape? He says, when do creatures rape your face? But is that actually what he's saying? When new creatures? When the creatures rape your face? When do creatures rape your face? Hybrids open up the door. Ooh, baby, when you cry, your face, your face is momentary. You hide your looks behind these scars. See, that it can't be about Alien. It's not about aliens. It also could be about werewolves. In hybrid moments, give me a moment. Ooh, baby, when you cry. It's such a beautiful song. It's a wonderful song. So this is a crooner. This is a crooning song. This is a 50s doo-wop croony song. If you're going to scream, you can almost hear, you would almost imagine that Glenn is covering the song from some obscure 50s artist. If you're gonna scream, scream with me, with like that beautiful orchestral arrangement on top of like the doo-wop stuff. It's like also got like a fill. I would imagine if Glenn had not written the song and it was a cover, that this came out in like 1961. It's pre-Beatles. It's got that gorgeous full. It's not in the 50s. It's pre-63. Between 60 and 63, it's got those gorgeous like string or like Phil Spector wall of sound arrangement on top of the actual instrumentation, and maybe there's a stand-up bass. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, and it's just like, and if you're gonna scream, scream with me. Moment, yeah, and it's just like a crooner, just crooning his heart out. If you're gonna scream, scream with me. So the author is saying, I want you to scream with me if you are going to scream, because moments like this never last. So what's interesting, oh man, what is interesting is that hybrid moments kind of bookends with I Am Misery, Misery Tomb, in the sense that the tormentor is saying, just like all that other stuff about Misery Tomb, the tormentor is saying, if you're going to scream, scream with me, because moments like this never last. Or maybe we're both in this horrifying situation together. But I would imagine he is the source of the horror that is coming. Like, okay? We're talking very abstract here. When the creatures rape your face, or when it says when new creatures, when do creatures, when the creatures, whenever I sing it, I sing, when do creatures rape your face? I know that's wrong. When the creatures rape your face. So face rape. That's where people think that it's Alien. But this song predates Alien, so that's not possible. When creatures rape your face, I guess it's literally copulating with one's face, or if you would imagine a oral stimulation, forced oral stimulation of the facial cavity. Hybrids open up the door. So is this a real door or is this a metaphysical door? This is a symbolic door. So they're opening up the door to what? They're opening up the door to misery. Hybrids open up the door to something. So when the creatures rip your face, hybrids open up the door. And then, ooh, baby, when you cry, your face is momentary. Like, obviously, I know what momentary is, but so he's saying momentary, lasting for a very short time, briefly. So, wow. Oh, wow. See, I'm thinking of it as an adjective. Yeah, it is an adjective. So momentary is an adjective for moment, which is a brief, short moment. So give me a short moment. In these hybrid moments, give me a moment. He's demanding a moment. It's like he wants to create a reaction from this girl's face. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Sorry. Yikes. Sorry about that. That's weird. If you're going to scream, scream with me. Moments like this never last. So literally, your face is momentary, and moments like this never last are very similar in what they're saying. And then you hide your looks behind these scars. Are they the scars? Are they mental scars? Are they? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this about Fiend Without a Face? No, not Fiend Without a Face. What's the movie? The French film. It's just before it came out of Eyes Without a Face. Does this have to do with Eyes Without a Face? If you're gonna scream, scream with me. Moments like this never last. When new creatures rape your face, hybrids open up the door. Ooh, baby, when you cry. Could this song, in fact, maybe be about Eyes Without a Face? You hide your looks behind these scars. Someone writes, Glenn wrote this song while driving around in his Toyota Prius. He was having a hybrid moment. Ha ha ha. Talking about the song's meanings. He says, someone says, I think it's about hiding behind your experiences. Example, oh, I had a crappy childhood. I can't be expected to be successful. Okay, all right, this is interesting, but I think this can't be true. The final script for the movie Alien was released in 1977. The album Static Age was recorded in 1978, though it was not released in its entirety until 1997. Can you think of another story where creatures that rape your face? An alien is, without question, a hybrid of the two species from which they came. Except, my friend, your theory, while totally good in theory, is not possible because this song was written in 1977. That's right. Hybrid Moments is from 1977 or even earlier than 1977. They played it live in 1977. So that doesn't work. That absolutely doesn't work. So here's someone's opinion. I could be wrong. The song is a serial killer was talking to his victim, and also the lyrics are not entirely correct in this site. Let's analyze the lyrics. If you're going to scream, scream with me. If someone is going to make her scream, might as well be him, right? That's what I said that. Moments like this never last. A pure moment of terror before a victim is murdered, whatnot. This guy says it so much, or this person says it so much better than me. That's exactly what I was trying to vocalize, and I just couldn't do it right. If someone's going to make her scream, it might as well be him because these moments like this never last, because a moment of pure terror before a victim is murdered or whatnot. And it goes, now here, I'm not sure if it says when new creatures rape your face, hybrids open up the door, or asks, when do creatures rape your face? See, I always sing it, when do creatures rape your face? So I'm not the only one. When do creatures rape your face? That would be a question mark because it's a question. When do creatures rape your face? When do creatures rape your face? Hybrids open up the door. If it's the second one, then he is saying that it doesn't happen often. He's saying that it doesn't happen often. When do creatures rape your face? And often also applies that he's some kind of monster. I think that's obvious. Ooh, babe. Ooh. See, if in my version, in my world, in my imagination, where Glenn is covering the song, and it was originally a 60s song, like an early doo-wop, like a late doo-wop, because doo-wop kind of died out in the early 60s, right? So I had imagined like the girl chorus, like Phil Spector produces, it goes, the girl chorus goes like, ooh, baby, when you cry, like over the baritone part, like, ooh, or it's like the girls are doing a harmony where they're going, ooh, when you cry, like in the background, like guys going, ooh, baby, when you cry, and then underneath it, it's like, ooh, when you cry. I'd like somebody cover that. Somebody make that version. Ooh, baby, when you cry, your face is momentary. You lose behind these stars. Ooh, when you cry. Your face is momentary. Some serial killers murder for the thrill. The killer enjoys those moments when the victims cry out of terror, even though it's momentary. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hear it. I hear that. I get that. You hide your looks behind these scars. The killer gets aroused or gets turned on by those moments of terror behind the victim's eyes. You hide your looks behind these. He's saying gets aroused or gets turned on. Maybe. Her good looks. The victim has scars of possible traumas and she survived. That's way too much story for what this song is. It's so abstract, man. In hybrid moments, give me a moment. Hybrid moment must mean those moments of sheer terror right before killing her, raping her, or whatever. That I agree with. A hybrid moment, okay, so that's what it is. A hybrid moment is a moment of two things happening at the same time, making a hybrid moment. So what are the two things? And you know what the two things are, maybe? Okay, ready for this? It's terror and pleasure. The girl is experiencing terror and the killer is experiencing pleasure. And together it creates a hybrid moment. In hybrid moments, give me a moment. I think that's it. I think we just cracked this one. I'm going to read your comments in a second. Ooh, baby, when you're crying. It's about a murderer. It's about a murderer who is relishing in the idea of a hybrid moment, which is a moment that's fused from two separate moments, a moment of terror and a moment of pleasure. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm betting the $1 million on if this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Let's see if there's any other thoughts. I've tried analyzing the song, but I can never get anything out of it. I think that's it, man. I think we just nailed it. Good God, you guys are paying way too much into this. It's the Misfits, old horror movies, 90% of the time at least. Also, I interviewed Sam Hain for my fanzine when I was like 15 in 1984. I remember the year because the World's Fair was going on here. I recall Danzig saying I recall Danzig saying he wrote this after seeing the first Alien film. So I saw one, maybe two people who had it correct early on. The face. So this guy is lying through his teeth because that's not possible. I've listened to a recording of this song from 1977 live. I know for a fact he didn't write that. He couldn't have written it by the time he didn't write it in 1979. He didn't write it in 1978. That's BS. I think it's a hybrid of two moments. That's what it is. That's what a hybrid moment is. It has the best key change going into the chorus. Jerry Only's bass line is one that I could listen to over and over again. I gotta agree. I get the feeling Glenn's talents and needs weren't being fulfilled by the other members of the band. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Someone says, does hybrid mean when two species produce offspring? It does. But then I looked at the Urban Dictionary for like a slang meaning to hybrid, and it said that hybrid was an American version of the British word grebo, meaning there are many different types of people who make up the grebo, aka hybrid population. All of them are different, but have one or two things in common. They listen to rock and roll of different types and don't wear fashionable clothes. Yet they may look a bit stupid sometimes, but they don't really give a fuck. They don't have a problem with non-grebos. So all the stuff about grebos being troublemakers who cause fights and problems with non-grebos is fact. This is interesting, but again, I think it's super simple. He's writing a song about a killer who is, romancing a girl with terror as he's going to do that to her face. You hide your looks behind these scars. You hide your looks behind these scars. What is you hide your looks behind these scars? So maybe the scars are emotional scars from the terror she's experiencing. You hide your looks behind these scars. Does that mean that his attraction to her is blocked by scars? I swear to God, I'm going to give up on this in 2 seconds and go to the comments. I just can't stop reading about this. All right, this song is easy to understand if you really think about it. It's about werewolves. Check it. Hybrid, a person or a group of persons produced by the interaction or crossbreeding of two unlike cultures, traditions. Then take these lines. Your face is momentary. Oh! Damn, it might be a song about a werewolf. It might be, oh man. Okay, so your face is momentary. They change during a full moon. You hide your looks behind these scars when someone is normal. Huh. Not to mention being a werewolf only occurs at night for moments at a time. So to be a hybrid moment is to be a werewolf, possibly a vampire, but definitely something of that nature. So I want to combine this with the other thing, because as we've seen, the theme that Russell and I were pulling together through a bunch of stuff, ready, is this. Hybrid moments, just like with all the other stuff we've talked about tonight. Glenn is writing about a bunch of different things and putting them together. Maybe hybrid moments is moment of terror with a moment of pleasure, but also has to do with being raped, your face raped by a werewolf. Your face is momentary. You hide your looks behind these scars. Your face is momentary, meaning like the expression of your terror is momentary. Best song on the Jackass movie. Yeah, when I saw that in the Jackass opening closing credits, that just made me so. Oh no, not in the closing credits, but it's the American and Werewolf in London. It's the perfect song. So clearly, someone in the Jackass crew probably thought it had to do with being a werewolf, because that's why. And then American Werewolf in London, they tied all of that stuff together for one of the best segments in that Jackass movie. What live version of hybrid moments is he referring to? I'm referring to a live version with Manny. It's Franche Coma on guitar, it's Manny on drums, it's Glenn on vocals, and Jerry on bass. It's their third show from Eddie's Finders Lounge. And half of the set is just a trio with Glenn, Jerry, and Manny. Glenn on piano, and then the rest of Frank comes in and plays guitar for a few songs, including hybrid moments. And then I think he leaves the set again. I was told otherwise, but I couldn't hear any guitar. But then again, my ears suck, so I don't know. I think Glenn is secretly a hopeless, sweet romantic. I think Glenn is secretly a hopeless romantic too. When you look at songs like Sistina's, and I really get the sense that Glenn is a romantic because of Danzig Sings Elvis. Danzig Sings Elvis, it's a covers album, but in my opinion, I think Danzig Sings Elvis is a super duper personal, intimate album of Glenn Danzig's that leaves him very vulnerable, autobiographical album. What do I have? Nothing but an inkling, nothing but an intuition. I could be super wrong about that. Go check out the episode where I did a full album review on Danzig Sings Elvis for more about that. But I'm not going to get into it now. Now, I will say, Ballard says, Hybrid Moment Static Age version is better than the Legacy. On the Legacy, the bass is sucked out and the drums are too low. This is a top 5 song to show people, to introduce them because of the melody. I agree. It's along with, for me, it'd be Night of the Living Dead, Astro Zombies, Hybrid Moments, Last Caress, and what would be my final song? I'm not sure. I have to think about that. Maybe Die Die or London Dungeon. I'm not sure. Eric says, I thought Hybrid Moments was about an abusive relationship, possibly a mutually abusive relationship. It's possible. There's definitely that stuff is definitely possibly in there as well. I first thought the lyrics were when you cover up your face, and it was about actresses in old horror movies covering their faces when they scream, but that's not right. When the creatures rape your face, hybrids open up the door. Yeah. No way. Ballad says, I take this song as an intentional juxtaposition between romance, abuse, fear, and love, the lyrics contrasting with the doo-wop melody. Ballad, I think you're right. It's a juxtaposition between romance and abuse, fear and love. And I would also say murder and romance too, besides romance and abuse. I definitely, in my mind, I see a killer and a victim. I do. I see a killer relishing. Hybrids opened up the door. He says, when the creatures rape your face, hybrids open up the door. So that kind of pokes holes in the idea of a hybrid moment. He's talking about a noun. Hybrids opened up the door. Ballard says, hybrids open up the door to moments that are dark and depraved. He relishes in these moments, and in his own twisted mind, this romance and equivalent to memories of a picnic fancy date. Hybrids open up the door. Hybrids have to be werewolves that open up the door. It's a juxtaposition of, oh God, but that doesn't work either. It's what a mystery is this song. Raphael had to leave. 2 a.m. in Brazil. Stay safe, guys. Hey, Stay safe, Raphael. Thank you so much for joining us. And I appreciate you staying so long. We'll definitely see you next time. Javier says Verotic Comics, Satanica. Wait, what? Hybrid Moments Illustrated? What? Can anybody corroborate or confirm? Wait, you need to explain, sir. Are you telling me there's an illustrated adaptation of Hybrid Moments in Verotic Comics? You know who would know this? We have to ask Rue Morgue. Rue Morgue collects Verotica comics. I'm going to ask him about it. We need to get to the bottom of this. I need to see that comic immediately. Yes, there would be a female vocal. Yes, there would be female vocalists layering on top of Danzig voice and harmonizing for sure. Imagine if you wrote this song. I would be so proud agreeing, recording that. Jeff, I think you're spot on with Hybrid Moments. Thank you, man. I don't know. I don't know if I am, but like I hope so. I hope so. Glenn, what's Hybrid Moments about? Glenn, violence. I mean, it is. Oh, it's about violence. It smells like pot down here, except nobody in this house smokes weed and there's no weed on the premises. That's super weird. Glenn, oh, it's about violence, obviously. There must be an old horror movie where the girl is pretty but has scars on her face and is tortured or something. That is possible. It definitely could be. It definitely could be. There must be an old horror movie where the girl is pretty but has scars on her face. That's why I was thinking Eyes Without a Face, which is a French film from 1959. Apart from Jingoku, which came out in 1959, might have the earliest scenes of gore where you literally see a woman's face get taken off. It does involve dogs ripping people to shreds. They might have been hybrid dogs. I swear to God, I smell pot. This is so weird. Yeah, that's right. I went over 3 hours. Woo-hoo! And if I don't stop, it'll be 3.5 hours. Jesus Christ. Demons copulate with humans, hybrids. Okay. There you go. That's what you were referring to earlier? Was that the comic book you were referring to earlier? Rusty Murdergram says, seems like the old movie Fiend Without a Face had creatures that attack the faces of their victims. Oh, so maybe it is Fiend Without a Face. Maybe the first title, which I mixed up, they're both Criterion titles. Oh, man. You know, Fiend Without a Face was made for $50,000 in 1950s. It's like super low budget for a movie of that caliber. Dude. Maybe it has to do with Fiend. But think about it. If you're going to scream with me. Moments like this never last. When new creatures rape your face. Because that they do attack the faces of their victims. That's right. Hybrids open up the door. But why are they hybrids? Those are aliens or something. Those are... Give me a moment. It's possible. It could be Fiend Without a Face. That would make sense. Jeff, you ruled. Totally made my night. Thank you. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like and subscribe, people. Great show. 3 hours. 3 hours plus flew by. Dude, it's 3 hours and 20 minutes and we still have 28 people here talking. Hybrid either equals half face attacking creature, half human. That's true. That is very true. To me, the song is just kind of about Glenn caring enough about someone that when they're in a dangerous or stressful situation, hence the screaming thing, he wants to go through it with you. If you're going to scream with me. At times, I almost interpret it as he wants to look out for you and understand you. Have a hybrid moment is like us understanding each other, maybe. Interesting theory. I don't know, but interesting theory. Someone says, I once was in a relationship with a girl who was a survivor of sexual assault. It was after several months into this relationship that I heard this song for the first time. It startled me how deeply the song resonated with some of my most acute sentiments at the time. To expand on this interpretation by I have the brains to, I believe that the Misfits here, as elsewhere, are using macabre horror genre lyrics as the poetry of real emotional experience. Yeah, yes, in my experience, the hybrid moment is when the horror of the past experience floods into the present. Whoa. All right, here we go, guys. We're getting into the meat of this. Let me finish. This is interesting. In my experience, the hybrid moment is when the horror of past experience floods into the present, forming a hybrid experience in which one relives past pain even while trying to thrive in the present. So the singer is reaching out to the woman he loves, telling her that he understands why sometimes she has panic attacks or breakdowns or hysterias or post-traumatic crises even, and perhaps especially during some of their most intimate moments. But to please not lose sight of him right there. Hence his reminder that moments like this never last. And his plea in hybrid moments, give me a moment. Whoa! Boom! That one might be my favorite. This is a much more complicated, nuanced version of what I think is the most likely one, which is the hybrid moment of pain and pleasure. Wow, that is fucking deep. That is so good. That was so well done. In hybrid moments, give me a moment. I'm sure there's a lot of painful life situations besides the ones mentioned about that would cause strange creatures to occasionally open up the door to buried dimensions and take possession of our faces, bodies, and feelings, even against our will or our desire to heal. And then tie that in with the horror movie Fiend Without a Face, Russell. Boom! There we go. There you go. Someone says, honestly, sounds like someone getting off on torturing, kind of like the Dean Koontz antagonist. Holy shit, I sound smart. I think the Misfits are good coping songs for multiple things, and Glenn is a sweetheart secretly. You might be right. Or he just might love violence. One of the two. Hey, you like my pumpkins? They're really scary. I really like them. Okay, here's one. Okay, I think this song is about how basically people live their lives and are completely fucking miserable, and music becomes a form of escapism. Ooh, baby, when you cry, your face is momentary. You hide your look behind these scars. It's saying that you have a bad life and you're trying to hide this fact. Don't let your face show your true emotions. You hide your looks behind these scars. If you're going to scream, scream with me. Moments like this never last. When do creatures rape your face? Hybrids open up the door. They're at a concert. If you're going to scream, scream with me. They're letting loose all their frustrations. Live in the moment. No way. And that was written by Poop Face. Poop Face, I think you don't know what you are talking about. I have always interpreted it as being about rape from the point of view of the rapist. Give me a moment is a reassurance to the victim that his experience will be over and you might as well scream in terror while I scream for my climax. That is the hybrid moment as well. Also, your face is momentary is a reference to the victim thrashing about and making horrific expressions. Oh, your face is momentary is horrific expressions, with her face as the rapist captures each expression momentarily until the next, almost using your eyeballs as like a camera. Creatures rape your face is a reference to how the rapist feels. Oh my God. Creatures rape your face is a reference to how the rapist feels that he is something more or less than human, almost a monster, quite literally a serial killer, which the song could also be about. Hybrids open up the door, and hybrid moments refers to the terror and horror of the experience. So maybe hybrids is just really pluralizing hybrid moments. Hybrids open up the door, right? Let it in. The old songs were quite hard to figure out, whereas Walk Among Us songs were a bit more face value. Neon, I totally agree. For the most part, I totally agree. Because we were trying to decipher Green Hell and we could not, but that's partially because we didn't have the lyrics. We didn't know what the lyrics were. Someone writes very simply, I love this, a monster fucking a girl, winky face. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that works too, technically. I think of it as a hybrid that is the joining of the two aspects of pain and pleasure. There you go. That's it again. He sings, if you're going to scream, scream with me. It's about this girl screaming in horror, like a horror film, and there's the pleasure pain of the moment, but it won't last. Moments like this never last. The mouth rape and the crying girl is all a part of these fractions of moments, but then the moment is over. So he's saying, give me a moment again and again. I guess I agree somewhat with the rapist interpretation, but I think it's more like a fantasy that he's thinking about while watching a horror flick, or maybe combining his own experiences with memory. And like I said, like, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Neon says Glenn watched too much TV. He sure did. He was a TV casualty. If you watch earlier in this episode, we talk about that. I really wonder what Glenn Danzig would think of all these interpretations of his lyrics. He'd probably just laugh and be like, "Oh, you fucking idiot. You don't know what it's about." But, who knows? Love you, Uncle Glenn. Love you, everybody. Thank you so much.